welcome to Anfield Chronicles, the hub for everything Liverpool FC. Darwin Nunez scored 2 goals, as Liverpool signed off domestic action at Anfield, ahead of the World Cup break with 3 points, with an emphatic 3-1 win over Southampton on Saturday. Roberto Firmino opened the scoring for Liverpool in the 6th minute through a guided back header into the far corner from an Andy Robertson free kick. However, the equalizer came shortly after, when Southampton leveled through a header from Che Adams from a Ward-Prowse set piece in the 9th minute. The lead was however restored by man of the match Darwin Nunez when he found the back of the net as he made a run to connect with a perfectly through ball from Harvey Elliott's little cross. The World Cup-bound Uruguayan striker then added another goal just before halftime, when he got to the end of another Andy Robertson cross to confirm the lead for the Reds going into the interval. Nunez was unplayable for Southampton throughout the entire game and caused lots of problems for the visitors. He linked up very well in the front three that included Bobby Firmino and Mo Salah, and he was a constant threat in the air as well. After an action-packed first period, the game began at a slower pace following the restart of play. Southampton picked up their game in search of a goal, but Alisson, spotting a new clean-shaved look, made 2 important saves from the Saints' Mohamed El Younousi and substitute Samuel Edozie. Mo Salah later then saw a penalty appeal declined by referee Simon Hooper following a mix-up with Mohamed Salisu. Virgil van Dijk had a couple of headers, but they went wide when he went in search of a 4th for Liverpool, after Robertson's left-wing cross found the center half in space. Southampton showed some fight in the closing periods of the game, as they were playing their first match under Jones, who just signed for the club from Luton Town, after they sacked Ralph Hasenhuttl. The important win took Liverpool into 6th place in the league standings on 22 points after 14 matches. Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp was serving a 1-match touchline ban for getting sent off in the win over Manchester City last month, but at the end of the game, he came onto the pitch to greet the fans and congratulate his players. The ban, however, did not extend to the post-game press conference, where the German coach revealed his thoughts about the match. The ban and other things. Here is a summary.
From the stands, the perspective is much better. It's still not my favorite place, but it was clear that that will not be our problem today. So it was not too cool that we only got the information yesterday. I expected after the FA appealed, I expected to get a ban, of course. But when it's Friday afternoon and you have training still done, already done, and then somebody gets in that tells you, by the way, tomorrow. Oh. So we had to organize a little bit, but that was fine. Pep, Pete, and Vito, experienced coaches, they can do that. We were in contact. That didn't work all the time perfectly, but I think that's probably normal as well. And in the end, we got all the messages across. The perspective, how I said, is much better. You can see distance is better. You can have a much better overview. Yeah, how I said, it was not the first game I saw like this, but I know that the people from this stand, they really have a good perspective. Let me say it like this: I saw what we did well, and I saw what we didn't do that well, and still couldn't change it in the second half. Obviously, we tried with changes, bringing players on, but second half obviously was Alisson Becker's half. Let me say it like this.
Stevie didn't have 600.
Okay, but he stopped 500. So there are a lot of things come together. So you must be a really good player. That obviously what James is. You must be a top professional, because obviously our body is our body, and what we put in, we get pretty much. If it's too much, it's not right. If it's not enough, it's not right. If you do the right training, it's okay. If you do the wrong training, it's still training, but it's not okay. So I'm really proud to be around when he reached that milestone, to be honest. He's an exceptional player, an exceptional person. Essential for everything we reached in the last few years. Said it a lot of times, it's 100% truth. So today was a really big day for us as well, because we knew it was 599 and there was actually no chance and no result when James wouldn't come on. He had a concussion, and then a little muscle problem, not massive, but a little one. So I was ready for today with one session, and yeah, it's cool, absolutely cool, well deserved, big. But that means it's just Premier League. Yeah. So that means with Champions League and all other cup competitions, he's at 800 or so probably. We had a lot of, wow, massive. Yeah, good career, let me say it like this. And not finished, how you could see. It's obviously very helpful for us still. He knows everything about the game. Because of emotions, he's not using always the right tools, but but he can set the tone, and he did that when he came on today. And the first half was really good. In the second half, it's not a half where we win the football Oscar for. So it's like we made a lot of mistakes in the second half. First half was really good. So we did everything what Southampton didn't want us to do. Let me say it like this. So we used the speed of Mo and Darwin. We used the spaces we create with the speed in between the lines. We used our football skills. We did the goals, how we set it up. So obviously first was a set piece, but then sensation pass from Harvey, but the movement from Darwin, really important. So how we said, Darwin, in the system we play, Darwin has to defend the left wing. We cannot change that, but when he's offensive, then it's only for balls in behind the wing might be a position, but in all other situations he has to be more in the center, and that's where he was in that moment. And with the third goal as well, so great play. And that was the main problem actually, that we didn't do that in the second half anymore. I think the first ball we played in behind in the second half, that's it. So, but we didn't offer the runs anymore, so it was an intense season. We know that until now, especially for the front three, they played now pretty much everything, and when they didn't play, they were slightly injured and these kind of things. So it's not perfect, but when we use this skill set, then we can create a lot of space for us for playing football. When they're always a threat for going behind them, don't have to play the ball there always, but that means you cannot really push up as an opponent. It's really tricky, and that gives us space in between the lines. So that was what we did in the first half, really good. On second half, we didn't do that anymore, and we became too passive. In defending, you could see that last line didn't push up, and we played out. Last line didn't push up. We lost the ball up front, and it was too much green space until they faced our last line. So they had then their moments. And when you end up, when Southampton ends up 3 times in a 100% chance in our 6-yard box, something went really wrong. So we know that, and then. Yeah, with the other boys, we can have a proper preseason, and we will use that. It's a little bit more, I think, three and something weeks where we can work together, train together, and bring them in the right shape then, and we will use that. And then the most difficult part of the season starts, so immediately. So the rest of the season. That's our basis. It's not perfect, but for the moment, absolutely okay. And from here, we will try to go again. Always open to these kind of things, but we don't have to open that now, this discussion. It doesn't help now because it's always the same. We always talk about the same. It's always the same. If there's something possible for us, we will do it. If not, what do you mean with you need? So we cannot play without. That's not the case. We can. But if the door goes open or opens up, then yeah, then we are open as well. That's not a problem. So it's not about wanting or whatever. Of course, we want to improve the team all the time. We just believe in the training ground as well, and that we can do it there. And we will see what happens.